Let's try this again. Somehow our camera lost audio, so thanks for your patience. It is 7 Minutes with a Savior. We're already about a minute into it, actually a little longer while I fixed our technical difficulties. And I'm going to do one more thing so you can hear me better. Pastor Randy Fry here with 7 Minutes with a Savior. Great to have you with me today. So my prayer app reminded me of something, and that is the importance of remembering what Jesus has done. To recall our history with the Lord, and to glean faith for that. Faith is our confidence that God's grace, God's power is available to do what needs to be done. That God can make happen for people and for His church. God can make things happen that we can't make happen. God can do things that we can't do. And faith is a confidence in that God indeed acts. I was meeting with my spiritual director Tuesday afternoon, and the month before, I was struggling a little bit, just recognizing or seeing God act, and then God heard that prayer, that yearning that I had, and just turned up the volume a little bit so I could pay attention to what God was doing. To have faith when we trust God in situations, and in fact when we have the confidence of letting go of some circumstances, trusting God to work, that we discover just how faithful, how gracious, how powerful God is. There's a story in Mark 8 where Jesus is with the disciples, and it was just shortly after a couple of the miraculous feedings, and the disciples don't have any food, they don't have any bread. And so they're kind of figure, where's our meal going to come from? When's our next meal coming? We forgot to take care of getting the groceries, basically. And Jesus is really frustrated with them. He says, do you not remember? Have you not been paying attention? And he asks them, well, when I blessed the 7 loaves and fed 5,000 people with it, how much leftovers did you have? 12 baskets. And when I fed the 7,000 or the 4,000, and I blessed 5 loaves, I'm getting the details a little mixed up. I think it was 7 loaves, and he had the 12 baskets remaining, and 5 loaves, and he had 7. When they picked up the leftovers, there were 7 baskets left over. But the point was, through the grace and power of God, huge crowds were provided for. And so their concern for themselves and their 13 people, 12 disciples and Jesus, and how they were going to eat, they weren't getting the lesson that with Jesus, God's grace and power is available to them. They don't, we don't have to worry about these things. And so, it's a powerful lesson for us. And my prayer app directed me to remember, what's God's history with me in terms of providing? And it's vast. It's an extensive history of providing for me at times when I wasn't sure, what was going to happen or didn't know what the future would hold. And I think for every Christian, you have your own stories. You have your own things to remember about God's provision. And this is how we build our confidence. This is how we build our faith, recognizing past times when God's power has worked to provide, to change circumstances, to do what needs to be done for His people and for His mission. God is faithful to that, and faithful to us as we are living that out. That's important for us to remember. Prayer concerns today. We want to particularly remember Jenny Stennett. This is Jennifer Spaulding's mom, who's under hospice care, and it does appear that her time is short. So please remember Jenny Stennett, and remember Jennifer Spaulding and her family. Just hold them up in prayer. And we are praying for her peace and comfort, and that she would just have a clear sense that she's loved by God and known by God. This weekend coming up, please keep in mind we have men's breakfast Saturday morning at 7. We meet for about an hour, and usually good conversation and good food. Sunday morning, our usual worship service at 10:30. Come early for Sunday school. I'm in the midst of a 7-week class on being an unhurried apprentice of Jesus, and we're also I'm preaching through a series on the same topic. So 9:15 for worship. There for Sunday school. Then we have coffee, and then worship at 10:30 online and in person. And then Sunday evening at 6, our youth group will meet from 6 to 7:30. Many of our older youth especially are going to be involved in helping with Vacation Bible School, so we're going to be doing some preparation stuff for that. But all our ages are going to be meeting for worship and a meal together, and some time preparing for Vacation Bible School, and also learning about our life with Christ. Thanks for tuning in. Until we meet again, online or in person, I bid you peace.